Welcome back here on the program here on Sports Radio 810 WHB. Soren Petro with you. Time to talk about a great event in Kansas City, certainly one that's near and dear to my heart, to my family's heart. We are joined right now by the chair of the Trolley Run. Dail Blake is with us. Dail, how are you, sir?
I'm doing great. Hey, it's always so good to visit with you, Soren.
Well,
appreciate you.
Yeah, thank you. And we appreciate you, and we appreciate everybody that is working so hard on the Trolley Run. It's coming up Sunday, April 26th, 7:30 a.m. People can get signed up at trolleyrun.org. It's one of the, I think it's, I don't know, do we have numbers? It's got to be one of the most popular runs out there. Maybe not for like the Uber competitor, but everybody who just likes to get out and enjoy and maybe get a group together. I've never met anyone who did it, like, frankly, who did it once. Usually if you do it once, you're going to do it again.
Right. Well, it's our 38th annual race, which makes it one of the oldest road races here in Kansas City. And actually, there is a little bit of Uber competitor availability on this race. There is some prize money for first, second, and third place.
Wow.
I think around $1,500 and $1,000 and $500, I think, is, first, second, third overall. So, yeah, there is a place in this race for everyone.
And it benefits, like I said, something that's near and dear to my heart, Children's Center for the Visually Impaired, CCVI. This is their main fundraiser, right? Tell everybody about what CCVI does.
So CCVI, Children's Center for the Visually Impaired, they've been around for over 75 years here in Kansas City. And annually, about 350 families benefit from CCVI services every year. And that includes kids from birth all the way up until the age of 21. They'll work with infants and toddlers in their home with their parents. Pre-K to high school kids and beyond are partnering with their school districts and so forth. And, importantly on this too, over half of the students that are involved with CCVI, half of the families, they live below the poverty line. And these families are not turned away. And it's events like the Trolley Run that make that possible to not be turning families away.
Well, and I can tell you that there is no more important time, being the father of a blind daughter, there is no more important time in a person's life that is visually impaired than when they're a child. I mean, look, we deal with other great organizations like Alpha Point, who does a lot of stuff for folks that become visually impaired later in life, and it's difficult. I'm going to tell you, I mean, it is a challenge to try to, it's a challenge at any time. Let's be clear about that.
Right.
Your point about CCVI and helping the families, that don't have the resources to do it is I can't stress how important that is. And, like I said, we've seen it from, my daughter is now in college. And so I've, got a young adult, and we've seen all the different phases of childhood and everything. And I can tell you that at every phase that she has had success, it all points back to where it started, which was the Children's Center for the Visually Impaired. And, I stress this all the time, Dail, to people, if you give them the resources they need, right? If you help children that are visually impaired and you equip them the way CCVI does, they will be somebody who contributes to society and not, pulls from society. In other words, there's more than a 70% unemployment rate for visually impaired people. But if they know Braille, if they've been equipped and been given the life skills that they need, there's more than an 80+% employment rate. So you're talking about completely turning upside down, taking
Right.
people that could be going out, earning a life, supporting themselves, earning a living, supporting themselves, and contributing to society, paying into the system, paying taxes. The difference is this is where it begins, is with CCVI. And I'm going to be blunt. They need money to do it, right? They need to be able to pay professionals.
Exactly.
And I'm going to stress as well, we're talking about professionals that generally are and it drives me crazy. I won't get on my soapbox on some things, but they're not doing this to get rich, right? They have some of the more difficult jobs
Correct.
that are out there, and they generally, are not paid as much as some people who have a lot easier jobs, but they do it because there's a passion for it. And unfortunately, our system takes advantage of those people. But these people at CCVI are equipping young people, young children, with the ability to be successful in life. And I cannot stress how much of my daughter's success, which I think she's done fantastic, it all started with CCVI.
Well, and your daughter is an incredible story. I mean, the support that your daughter got from home with you and your wife too. Let's not discount that. But CCVI, of course, has that role. And there's another data point out there that 85% of what a child learns before the age of 5 is through sight, which makes intervention critically important for their educational success. So by learning the Braille, learning how to operate in our world early on, as you say, it's just a 180. You're either 70% unemployed or 85% employed because of what they learn at CCVI.
Yeah, I can't. I remember when my daughter went there. Like she went there. My daughter has a condition that was degenerative, so she had better vision the younger she was, as opposed to where she is now. And listen, I'll be blunt. We had a school district tell us she doesn't need to learn Braille. And my wife said to me, "That's ridiculous. Like, this is going to get worse. We're going to do this." And, we sent our daughter, our school district refused to pay. And so we sent our daughter to CCVI, and my wife and I'm happy to admit one of the biggest losses of my marital career is my wife being, "No, this is what we're doing. This is what's right." And she was 100% correct. And, I watched my daughter go down there, and I knew it right away because I watched her at CCVI, and I watched her mind just open up, and I watched her learn Braille and learn cane skills and everything. And it really is the biggest difference. I cannot stress how important this is. And the Trolley Run is the biggest. I am right about that. Is that correct? That it is the biggest fundraiser for CCVI?
It is. Yes, sir, it is.
Yeah. So you can run, you can walk, you can jog, but if you do it, it's going to a great cause. I mean, one of the things we always did, we always had a T-shirt when our daughter was there that had Brookie's Cookies was our team name, and so a lot of people have their groups and their shirts. I mean, and it's such a great community run for certainly everybody in the visually impaired community, but also just the community in general. Like that whole run, all the people that live along the path coming out and waving, and it's one of the best experiences of my life.
It really is. I mean, the neighborhood, it's a beautiful area to run, because you're running down Waldo, Brookside to the plaza. And, I think I shared with you last year too. I mean, there's a few people that come out with bacon to give you, so if you're needing a bacon aid station along the way, this is your race. We'll take care of you. It's just a beautiful race. And, Soren, it was actually my first road race that I did, after I started running back in '99. And it was just, the environment was so amazing. And to know that you're doing something, for the kids too, it's the cherry on top of everything. You're doing something good for yourself, but really you're doing it for the kids too. And so I've been telling my friends, do it for yourself, do it for the kids.
Yeah, you're exactly right. And it helps your community. You are basically, if you want to just talk about you want to be just cheap about it, you're fiscally helping the economy, right? Because you're equipping, there's that. And then, oh, by the way, think of the difference in the life of a young person that grows up knowing, hey, I'm like everybody else. I'm going to get a job. I'm going to work. I'm going to have a place to live, all that. I mean, it really is life changing. There's so many great charities out there, and I encourage people, everyone's got things that have touched their lives. Please get involved. And if you've got the abilities, please give back. If you're looking for one, I'm going to give you one that I cannot stress enough that you are really, really making an impact when you give to CCVI, which you can do, by the way. Go to trolleyrun.org and you can get all the information. But you really are making an impact with young people and with society and with your own community. And it's all right here in Kansas City at CCVI, which is right downtown.
Exactly right. I mean, it's just such a great investment to make. You can't get a better return.
Yeah, it is
on your Trolley Run registration. Then you just can't get a better return.
No, and you'll have a great time. Whether you're uber competitive, what do we got? First place gets how much again? $1,500.
I think it's 1,500, and second place gets 1,000, third place gets 500. It's it's going to be a great just a great opportunity. And I always love the first time I did it, the folks that won that money. I hit mile 2, and these folks, it's a 4-mile race, so they had gone down, done the 4 miles, won, and then they were heading back my way at that point in time. So it's a lot of fun to see people that might head back up to the car if they parked up at Waldo. That those are the people that could really move lickety split.
Yeah, and
it's a great.
It is, and you know what? Like you said, you're going from Waldo to Brookside to the Plaza, so you can set up a nice little brunch afterwards. Hang out. You're in a great spot. Plus, it's a great time of year. End of April, almost to May. I've never had the weather be bad when we're there. We don't get freezing cold temperatures or anything, so it is just a great time. Dail Blake is with us. He is the Trolley Run chair. 38th Trolley Run. You can get more information by going to trolleyrun.org. That's trolleyrun.org. Again, it's Sunday, 7:30 a.m., April 26th. That is when it's going to happen, and you can help out a lot of young people and help out a great organization that, like Dail said, has been helping this community for, what did you say, more than 75 years now?
More than 75 years.
Yep. CCVI, Children's Center for the Visually Impaired. Dail, hey, thanks so much. We appreciate it, and we look forward to the event on the 26th.
Thanks for the time, Soren. Always great to talk to you.
Fourth quarter of the program.